Welcome back, everybody. I'm Phil with my lovely co-host, Samantha.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
We got Bert Kreischer, I believe is how you say it. The Machine, stand-up today. First time we're doing Bert on the channel. And I came across Bert on the Joe Rogan podcast. As I've mentioned before, I do listen to Joe Rogan podcast. So he was on there, stand-up comedian. The one actually I watched, they were talking about Sober October, that they take part in. Joe and a few of his friends take part in it. And I think the reason why they started it was because Bert likes to drink a fair amount. And so they were trying to help him get on track with his health-related issues.
Okay.
Now, that makes sense because what we were reading about Bert is that he was a party animal.
Yes.
And that
inspired the movie Van Wilder.
Yes, National Lampoon.
Yes.
So, and also there was a Rolling Stone article written about him as being the top partier at the top party school. I think it was Florida State University.
Yeah, that's a pretty big accomplishment.
And we can see that character coming out on the screen here with Bert seemingly doing stand-up with his shirt off. So no idea what to expect, but that's a little bit of the background on Bert. But Joe seems to have some funny friends, so I'm interested to see what the stand-up's about. I think he actually had a movie as well called The Machine. So I don't know how this plays into the stand-up performance with the movie. I'm not really sure.
His face looks kind of familiar to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I
don't
think
know from what.
he's on the front of the cover of the movie. Like the movie cover, his face is on there, so maybe you saw it like scrolling through, Apple TV or whatever. Anyways, I'm ready to check out some Bert Kreischer. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's roll.
I got involved with the Russian mafia. Here's how it happened. When I was 22, I got involved with the Russian mafia. Here's how it happened.
His belly.
I went to school at Florida State. I was not a very good student.
Florida
I was
State.
there like 7 years. I was there in most of the 90s. I was in college longer than grunge music was around. So, this is how bad of a student I was. One time, I signed up for a Russian class thinking it was Spanish, and it took 3 classes before I realized, I don't think this is Spanish. So I got up to leave. The teacher, who was hot, he definitely worked out. I'm kidding. It was a girl. It was a girl. And she was hot. She still is hot. She stopped me. She goes, don't go anywhere. I need 14 kids to teach this class. You're the 14th. I need to teach this class in order to get my master's. So, if you sit back down, you don't have to do anything all semester, and I'll just give you a C. I was like, Strasvutia, bitches, I'm back. So I took Russian 1, 2, 3, and 4, never learned a word. Think about what I'm saying. I took 2 years of a language, took 4 semesters of my college career, 4 semesters. Russian 4 was taught in Russian. Do you have any idea what it's like to go to a class and sit there like an immigrant at the DMV all day? Like, the end of Russian 4, same teacher pulls me aside. She's like, we're taking a trip to Russia. If you go, you'll get a minor. I was like, okay, hold on. You know, I can't really speak, read, write, or understand the language, right? She's like, I'm fucking well aware of that. You gotta remember, I was taking tests in a language with which I was unfamiliar with their alphabet. Do you have any idea what it's like to take a test and make up hieroglyphics? And the answer is star, circle, hashtag shoe. She goes, it doesn't matter. We need kids to make this trip happen. And if you go with all the classes you've taken and the ones you will take, dude, you will get a minor. And I was like, oh, that's all you had to say. Let's go to Russia and fuck some minors. It was different minor, obviously. Learned that the hard way.
Wouldn't that, I mean, I don't know how true this story is, but wouldn't that be great. You know, you get to take a trip to Russia and get the grades that you were not thinking that you were going to get to begin with.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, obviously, you couldn't speak the language. So who cares? You get a free trip to Russia.
And just go and experience
I've never been
it.
to Russia. I mean, obviously, we know that there's some issues in the world right now, but I would love to go to Moscow.
Yeah, I don't really know what it's like there, like how much of them speak English or if it's just like everyone speaks Russian.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's like other parts of the world where there's pockets that are,
Yeah.
more English speaking, but
He could probably get by.
we'll see how well he gets by.
So we went to Russia in 1995. This is when the mob ran everything, and they told us that our very first night. They sat the whole class down. They're like, listen, we have paid off the mafia to keep you safe. In exchange for our money, they give us 2 young gangsters. I'm in the room like, this trip just got fucking awesome. The word for gangster in Russian is banditi. They go, these banditi are going to live with us.
Banditi.
They're going to walk you to class. They're going to walk you back from class. They're going to take you on field trips, walk you back from field trips. Do not speak to them. They're in the mafia. Do not look at them. Do not engage them. Do not interact with them. I was like, they're going to be my best fucking friends. So the first night, I grab a bottle of vodka and a 6-pack of Baltica, which is our local beer, and I planned a sentence. I was going to say, Здравствуйте, меня зовут Bert, очень приятно. Я работаю кошка. Does anyone speak Russian in here? I love that someone says no. No. I did a head count earlier. It doesn't look like it. I'll tell you what the sentence says. It's a badass sentence. I worked all day on it. Hello, my name's Bert. It's very nice to meet you. I work pussy. Kind of. It really means I work with cats. I didn't know the fucking language. What do you expect? It doesn't matter because the second the door opens and I'm face to face with a real Russian gangster with the wife beater and the tattoos with the track pants and the cigarette. And he just stares me up and down. A frat boy from Florida State. I was wearing a fanny pack. He just looks at me and goes, "Что?" I fucking panicked. And everything I had planned on saying flooded out of my head. And all I said to him in Russian in his doorway was, "I am the machine." And he started laughing. He goes, "What did you say?" I was like, "I'm the machine." He grabs me and he goes, "Come in and tell my friends." Brings me in a room full of 9 Russian gangsters drinking and smoking and just goes, "Stop." Tell them what you said. Now I'm like, fuck it. I'm the machine. They looked at each other, looked at me, and they're like, fuck it. He's the machine. And I became the machine. And these guys loved me. Yes. You got to realize, though, the reason they loved me is I went shot for shot with them that night, all night long, until like 4 a.m. But all I knew how to say in their language was, "I'm the machine." And I fuck cats. So we did everything together. We like the guy that answered the door, his name was Igor. He was like my best friend. We did everything together. We ran a pool hall scam. We stole a boat. It was literally the best summer of my life. And then one day, the whole class is taking a trip to Moscow. It's an overnight train trip. And I say to Igor, I go, "This is going to be a blast. We got to be in the same cabin." And he goes, "I can't go." I said, "Why not?" And he goes, "Different mafia runs train, different mafia runs Moscow." I said, "Well, hold on. What's that mean for me?" And he goes, "Don't worry. I set up banditi. I tell them about you. They'll take care of you." Sure enough, we get to the train station, and he introduces me to my 2 new gangsters, Igor and Igor. And he says to me, he goes, "Guys, this is the machine. If you give the machine vodka, you'll have a great time." The big ear of the 2 Igors looks like a kid on Christmas. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to play with a machine." He grabs me and he goes, "The machine doesn't sit in coach. The machine sits in first class with us." I'm like, "That's what I'm fucking talking about." We go to first class and it is pimped out with booze, food, and here's the real gangster part. Second the train takes off out of the station, everyone that works on the train comes in to pay their respects. The conductor walked in. Rips off the stars and stripes to his shirt, places them on my lap, and goes, "This is a present for the machine." It would be an honor to do a shot of vodka with the machine. I'm 22 years old thinking, these machine stories might have gotten out of control.
What are your thoughts on Bert so far?
He's such a good storyteller.
Yeah, he's
And
great at storytelling.
It's just funny because it just seems like he's literally just talking about his life. Like seems so natural to him.
Yeah, I mean, what a life though. Could you? I can't even imagine that. Picturing that, like chilling with some Russian gangsters.
Literally, the Russian mafia.
I mean, I've liked my vodka. I mean, that has been my drink of choice. But
maybe we can go to Russia and you can be the machine
and hang with some Igors.
Igor 1 and Igor 2.
But yeah, he's a great storyteller, and like I said, I wonder how much of this story is true.
I feel like with his reputation, probably most of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it's probably at least based on a true story.
Maybe a little bit embellished for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I just, I just said I wouldn't mind going to Russia. This guy just went full in. He's like, I'm going to Russia and I'm going to party with some gangsters, bro.
maybe we should watch his movie.
Maybe.
We drink all the booze in an hour, and Big Igor stands up and he goes, "Machine, we go to the bar cart to get more vodka." I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm in the mob. I'll do whatever the fuck I want." We roll into the bar cart like a big dick in a locker room. Just, not that I've ever been that guy, but I've seen it. Just smack. You know the look where everyone looks like, "Oh shit, okay. Oh, someone's here. Okay, all right." Igor looks at me, and in Russian he says, "Machine, go behind the bar and grab bread." In Russian. And I understood him. For a second, I'm like, I'm fucking learning. I'm learning the language my way, not through flashcards and textbooks, but by joining the mafia. I get behind the bar, I'm like, "Igor, I know what you said." He's like, "Go for your machine." Can the machine find cheese? And I was like, "Sir, cheese, I got it. Give me another one." And he's like, "Grab vodka." I was like, "I already know that one. Give me another one." He's like, "Grab the money." I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "Grab the fucking money." And I realized at that instant, we're robbing the bar cart. And I'm the one doing it, hooked on phonics style. I grab the money, walk out. Two of my classmates see me and they're like, "You're in so much trouble." Go back to our first class cabin, and within 5 minutes, the head chaperone of this train trip, not the whole trip, just this train trip, she was an English teacher who did not speak Russian, who hated me before I robbed the train. She comes over to our first class cabin and swings the door open with that like liberal arts confidence, just. "This shit is over. You're done. You're done. Stand up right now. You stand up. You're done. Stand up." And Big Igor looks at me confused, then smiles, takes a big sip of vodka, spits it in her eyes, and goes, "No one talks to the machine like that." Shuts the door in her face and goes, "Fuck that bitch. This is Russia." "Don't worry, machine. When it gets dark, we have good time." I'm like, "What the fuck are we doing when it gets dark?" Reaches in his pocket, pulls out a ring of keys, and he goes, "We're robbing the whole fucking train." I'm a good person. I don't cheat. This is why, let me tell you, I don't cheat on my wife. I don't cheat on my wife because one morning, our whole family was in bed, the dogs, the cats, the girls, my wife, and we were just giggling, and it was pure. It was perfect. And I thought to myself, I don't ever want to screw this up. This is the most important thing. This is what life's about. And they got up to make chocolate chip pancakes, and I laid in bed and I said, I will never cheat on my wife. I had a conversation with myself. I said, if I ever get into a situation where a hot girl's flirting with me, or I think she's flirting with me, and it seems like it could go further, I'm just gonna cock block myself. I'm just gonna look her in the face in front of everyone and go, I don't cheat on my wife! Now, I may be wrong. She may not be hitting on me. She may throw a drink in my face, slap me, or I may be right. None of that matters to me. What matters to me is that I don't cheat on my wife because I've already had that conversation. Here's the problem. I never had that conversation about robbing trains. So when presented the opportunity, I thought I'd be like, not me. I'm gonna go back and work on my verbs. But apparently, when presented the opportunity, I'm the guy that's like, fuck it, let's start with my class. So we robbed them first.
Oh my God.
While they slept, if that makes it better. And then we robbed the whole train. And if there's any consolation, we robbed me too. My bag was with them. And then we drank all night long. All night long. Like literally until 6 in the morning. Top 5 drunkest I've ever been without throwing up in my entire life. We pull into Moscow at 6 a.m. I'm pissed drunk. You ever been so drunk you're like, I know I got to piss, but I can't find my dick. Train stops.
You ever had that happen, Sam?
Absolutely not.
I think I've never reached that point because
Where you
I would
can't
have
find
been
your
passed
dick?
out at that point. Yeah,
True.
yeah. I can't really see how that would correlate together too well. But Bert, I think
I know
is on a different.
it's never happened to me, but I've had friends who've fallen asleep on the toilet before they've actually peed.
That's never happened to me. Fall asleep in the urinal somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if it's happened to Bert.
Yeah, literally.
But what do you say? Top 5 times he's been drunk without throwing up.
Yes.
So there's many other times that he's thrown up. We'll
Yeah.
put it that way.
Sun's up. I'm hammered. Door opens. Same teacher, not mad. Curious, right? She looks me in the eyes, smiling, and goes, I want to be the one to tell you they've alerted the police. And I look out, and on the platform, my whole class is standing there with a cop, talking. They're upset. They've been robbed. I get it. Apparently, they'd never heard snitches get stitches. Big Igor sees this and is completely unfazed. He's like, don't worry. I talked to police for both of us. I was like, oh, thank God. He cracks a bottle of vodka. I'm like, I wouldn't bring that out to an officer, maybe. Lights a cigarette, walks out to the cop, who's taking a statement. The cop is taking a statement. Igor walks up behind him, grabs him by the arm, spins him around, and goes, fuck you! We fuck you in the mouth! We fuck you in the ass! I'm like, stop with the fucking we shit! Now the cop is just staring at me and I hear him bark out, Pardon, skidye, which I don't even know what that means, but it doesn't sound like, you're okay, stay there! It is a come to Jesus moment where you know you fucked up. All I thought as I walked to the cop, who's standing in front of the class I just robbed. Next to the gangster I robbed them with, my only thought was, this isn't how I plan on spending my second junior year. In the gulag taking hot dicks to the throat. I get 5 steps from the cop, who looks impatient as shit. He takes 2 big-ass steps, grabs me by the arm, spins me away from my class, away from Igor, pulls me right into his face, and he goes, so, I understand you're the machine. Nice. Tonight you party with us. I was like, what? He's like, tonight you party with us, yes? And I looked at him and I was like, wait, I'm not in trouble? And he gets so close to me, I can smell his morning cigarette, and he goes, no. Fuck that bitch, this is Russia.
That was a great story, man. Like,
Yeah.
supreme storytelling right
Literally.
there. 14
Kept you like
minutes.
hooked on like the next word of the story. I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna
100%.
happen?
Wrapped it up really well at the end,
Yeah.
too. So you
loved it.
You enjoyed Bert.
I do. I want to hear more from him.
That's a great.
I want to hear more of his life tales.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be hard to top the Russian mafia and a trip to Russia.
I want to know
story.
how the trip ended as a whole. It was a whole summer.
Well, I think that's what the movie is. I think the movie's
True.
called The Machine.
Fair. Maybe we need to watch the
So
movie
you
then.
just got promo for the
I
machine.
did, yeah. We're adding that to the to watch list.
Promo for the movie to the watch list, as you heard it from Sam. So
I
hopefully
was sold.
you guys enjoyed our reaction to The Machine. I'm sure we were just totally enthralled by his performance. So hopefully you guys liked it too if you've never seen it before. And maybe we'll check out the movie, like we said. And other than Bert, we have lots of comedians on the channel. We've got a long list, over 60 videos for sure.
Ton now.
So if you want to join us on this journey that we're on, then you can hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and go check out that playlist, and we'll see you over there.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.